Y'all, I think the one thing I've learned within my journey of life is don't allow people to tell you who the fuck you are. Okay?
Sit down, I'm about to tell you something. Turn up the sound, I don't just get down for nothing. This may get loud, but hey, it's worth discussion. Check it out, I'm always up to something. Screw what they say, no one tell me nothing. Live for today, victory is what I'm strutting. Make my way crazy, how far I've got.
This is so important because we live in a world where it's like majority of the people don't know who the fuck they are, but there's people in this world that are rare that know who the fuck they are, and get people that don't know necessarily who the fuck they are, or they just like to control people and tell people what the fuck to do. I'm laughing because it's one of those things where it's like, I know who I am, and it comes down to the point when you are surrounded by certain people or connected to certain environments where it's like there's people that are just going to try and give you advice or try and look down on you, or not even try. They just normally do that because they can do it with other people that don't know who they are. So when they run into somebody like myself, per se, who knows who the fuck they are, they want to either try and humble you, try and tell you like you're wrong, just tell you all these things. And this is not just based on age, this is not just based on a certain dynamic. It's more based on like people just like don't have that open mindset to be like, hey, this person might actually know who the fuck they are. You know, this is where projection comes in. This is where, you know, certain beliefs comes in. This is where certain just like the mindsets overall, knowing who you are, understanding these different aspects of you, your mindset, you know, why you tick, why you do the things you do, what you know, how you know it, yada yada yada, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And there's certain people that will come into your life in general and be like, listen, you need to chill, even based on confidence, based on beauty, based on your certain status and how you view yourself, right? I know I'm a very confident individual, but I wasn't always this confident. I had to really work on myself to like just love myself, acknowledge myself, understand why I'm worthy, why I'm deserving, right? And it's still at times I still struggle with that. Still at times I find myself thinking all these intrusive thoughts. Yet I've realized people are going to judge me no matter what. No matter what I say, no matter how I look, no matter how I be. People judge. They criticize. It's our human nature. It's fucking a part of us. If we're a part of God, God judges, right? So we're going to do it too. It's getting to the point where it's like not allowing people to tell you who you are, not allowing people to be like, hey, maybe you need to chill out and not be so confident. No, maybe you just need to walk away and stay in your own fucking lane. Okay. Yeah, the full moon in Scorpio, so there's a lot of like shadow work that I've been doing, a lot of like intensity coming up within my energy, and just feeling a lot, you know, reflecting on the past, which I always do. And when I say past, I'm not talking about just like my childhood, just like my teenage years. I'm like the past like week, right? The past like few months, right? That's what I speak on. Every day is a new day to better yourself, to become a better version of yourself, to look at the mistakes you made from yesterday and move forward into today, right? Because quote unquote, there's not necessarily a tomorrow. Yesterday was tomorrow. Today is today. Tomorrow is, you know, you so get the triggered that message where it was like not allowing people to tell you who you are, is based on like what I've experienced my whole life, which I kind of went into, right? And it was this last week where somebody initially tried to humble me. I won't say who, but in a sense, you know, it's that kind of thing where it's like there will be people in the world that will try and humble you, try and tell you who you are. You can be unapologetically you. And within today, you know, Mother's Day also it connects to the message as well too, because my whole entire life, so going into a little bit of my, you know, background, my story, the mother, my biological mother, I wasn't raised by my biological mother. I was taken care of by my aunt. And so I for me, it's a trauma wound because how I came about. So my biological mother was sexually assaulted, and that's how I came. And the story is, she didn't want me, and so my aunt took me in and raised me. This is not to say that my mom was bad, the people in my life were bad. This is not to shun them. This is not to this is a very sensitive topic, right? Because looking at that story and looking at what I just said is a lot. It's very traumatic. You're coming into this world, you know, based on a horrific trauma. You know, my mother was assaulted, and I say that word because, you know, saying the other word is just, you know, it's sensitive to everybody nowadays, and it's sad because that's legit, you know, supposedly what happened. Now, me, I don't know the whole story, and this is a big reason why. Another big reason where it's like I'm starting reflections with Faye to share bits and pieces of my experience, of my life, because I only know what I know, and I do my best to move forward with what I know and understand, you know, the things that I went through. I don't know the exact story. I just know that is the story that I was told. And so it's that kind of thing where it's like you move forward with that story. It's ingrained in your brain to understand that this is what happened, right? And going through life after that, it wasn't easy. It wasn't fun. It wasn't, you know, your normal typical story where, oh yeah, I had two parents that raised me. Me and my siblings got in fights all the time. Yada, yada, yada. It wasn't that kind. It's not that kind of story, right? And so it's that kind of thing where coming back to people will try and tell you who you are. This is what triggered me into wanting to understand myself better, because I didn't know who my biological father was. I was raised by my aunt. I haven't spoken to my biological mother since I was like 15. Mind you, I'm in my 30s. So it's that kind of thing where it's like there's aspects of you missing. And a lot of people, you know, aren't understanding of that. They just come into your life and assume that you had two parents, you had maybe a few siblings, and you were raised, you believe in this, you know, and that's just it. No. No. And that's why I consider myself a fucking unicorn, baby, because like people can project onto me all they want. People can project onto us all they want. But it's when you don't allow them to, when you stand in your power, when you stand in this understanding of just knowing who you are and not allowing them to be like, oh, you don't love yourself. Oh, this is what you're going through. No, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't understand my thoughts. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not understanding somebody's life and not knowing and all these things. It's really stepping back and allowing them to be able to embrace that about themselves instead of telling them who they are, right? And so that people will try and tell you who you are, baby. But it's up to you to know who you are. Even if you do have that quote unquote normal life, you know, have the two parents growing up, the, you know, thicket white picket fence story. I don't know. Not everybody's life is the same. Don't compare your life to others. You know, understand yourself within all that, because that's the beauty of it. You know, today's Mother's Day, but you know, it's not just about your physical mother. It's about the feminine energy. It's about the essence of our world. It's about the depths, the aspects of ourselves, which is connected to the feminine energy, the mothering energy, you know, the light and the dark aspects coming together. I mean, the full moon in Scorpio, all that, it's all connected. It's deeper. It's really understanding yourself, your power, your pain, you know, the yin and yang, and how it all intertwines with your life purpose, from your past, right? preparing today helps you succeed tomorrow. Do this, right? You have a passion for it. It's not just you're just doing it to do it. What's the point of it? I want to be better than yesterday, better than my old self. I don't want to be in competition. I don't want to tell people what to do. I want to show people. I want to be that living embodiment for others, to show them that, hey, anything is possible. If you just believe, if you just, put in the work, put in some kind of effort, even if you don't have the effort, right? Because for so long, there's been times where it's just like, I didn't have no motivation, no effort, none of that. But I said, well, if I just sit here and do nothing, I'm going to stay here and nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing. I was homeless. I was where I didn't know. And that's where my faith came in. That's where trust came in. That's where people came in. That's where a lot of things transformed for me to help me understand who I am, who I was, who I'm becoming, and why I want to do the things I want to do, why I dream so big, why I create certain things the way I create, and why am I here? And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. It's deep, it's dark, it's scary, it's a lot, it's overwhelming. But I'm so grateful for it because we live in a world today where there's so many opportunities. So many opportunities to really just make a change for the better. Even if it's not for anybody else, but just for ourselves. Right? Because there's worse things that people could be doing, that are doing. But it's really just understanding that we're fucking blessed. We're fucking abundant. We're fucking so good. Like, you don't like your job, you don't like what you're getting paid, go find another job. You don't like your car, you don't like your hours, go figure it out. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. But you can make it easy. You can make it as easy as possible. Literally, I wouldn't say I'm exactly where I want to be, but I am more blessed than I've ever been. Like, I have a car. Right. I used to not have a car. I have a roof over my head. I used to not have a roof over my head. It took me some time to get there. I had to figure it out. I had to talk to people. That's the point of community. That's the point of, work, moving forward, action, all of it. Just do what you can. Do what you know. And if you don't know, it's okay. Just keep moving forward, trusting, having faith, whatever you believe in. Even if you fucking believe in Satan, allow Satan to help you. Yeah. Today is Mother's Day. Today is Sunday. Today is a new day. Today, there's a lot of things that I've realized for myself. This is also part of my reflections with Faye, so hey. I have a lot of wounds within me that I'm healing, that I'm always healing. I believe we're always continuously being triggered by certain things, people, environments, past. And so we're always working on healing, or we're supposed to. Not everybody wants to. Not everybody wants to choose the healing path or the guided path or just the better version path. And that's okay. That's those people. If you want to choose that, choose that. If you don't, stay in your own lane type of vibe. But even that, it's more so about the fact that understanding these triggers, these traumas, these things that you've experienced in life and utilizing them like I am now, with sharing my experiences to turn my pain into power, to help inspire others to be better. You don't have to. You can go to anyone and everyone and get advice. But what I've learned overall for me is really just speaking to the universe, straight to the universe, just like you're talking to a friend, just like you're talking to, you know, a family member, a pastor, a whoever you talk to for guidance. Whether it's a book, whether it's the Bible, whether it's, you know, a video that you watch, you know, an influencer, a celebrity. If you get guidance from that person, if you get inspired or motivated, that's kind of the point. That's kind of, you know, the point of certain people, certain icons and legends, and overall, Jesus being one of them, right? Don't necessarily be obsessed with them, but look at them. Really, you know, dissect their message. Digest their message, and do what you can to just be a better version of yourself. You know, mental, spiritual, physical, overall. I don't think life is meant to be perfect. I think we're all meant to evolve in a way to understand, you know, the different aspects of ourselves, the flaws, the mistakes. Those are just labels, right? It's really, those are the best words I can use to really express how I'm feeling and how I see life, is really just understand it's all a part of life. It's the beauty of life. The fact that life is, you know, it's perfect because of our flaws, because of our mistakes, because of those things we learn, we grow, and we can choose to become better versions of ourselves. Take what you take from this. Appreciate today. Appreciate life. Appreciate the fact that you have an opportunity to watch this video, okay? Because if you have an opportunity to watch this fucking video, you have an opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And with that said, I'm Faefae. This is Reflections with Fae. I know I started off this video a little different today, but honestly, that's who I am. That's a part of me. I do things, you know, spontaneously, interestingly, and I want others to, you know, just be a part of that and see that and be inspired by that. So hopefully you got something from this message. Hopefully you can take this message with you, and just, it allows you to align with your true purpose, your true path. I have some music that I've put out, 3 songs, Heyoka Shit, No Limits, and Revelations 11:11. They're on all streaming platforms, so if you have YouTube, if you have Amazon, if you have Spotify, like, y'all, go stream those. Yeah, turn some pain into power. Release some shit, because we're about to go into the full moon of Scorpio, and that's all about transformation. It's all about change, and just, you know, really releasing what is not serving us and moving forward, and just doing what we can to be better human beings. You know, whether it's better mothers, fathers, friends, workers, employees, whatever the fuck it is, you got this, okay? Now, you better like, comment, or subscribe, babe, because we're not going to miss out on the next Reflections with Fae, which is every Friday and Sunday, uploads around 7 p.m.-ish. But like I said, a little spontaneous. So it might not be exactly at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But please, definitely subscribe and continue to watch these episodes. This is episode 4. Message, like, hit the spot. Hopefully will help you understand, you know, the growth within me, but it inspire you as well. So, cheerio.